and the female as well.
Were they out there at the time you were talking to the officer?
They were walking away as I'm talking to the officer. So I'm like, get their information because I want to press charges. Okay. He's busy asking me for my ID and he's writing down my information. Okay. And another officer comes out of nowhere and he's being totally disrespectful, totally aggressive. He breaks out his cuffs and he's like, get out of here or else we're going to trespass you.
Okay.
And I'm like, trespass me for being on in a public area? And he was like, yes, I can trespass you for being in the street. You're in the street. Get out of here or we're going to lock you up, with his handcuffs in hand. So I'm like, I'm just trying to explain to this officer what happened. And he was like, get out of here. I was like, all right, well, just let me get his name and let me get your name. And he was like, listen, if you don't leave, I'm going to lock you up. So I walked away after I got their information. And as I'm walking away, I'm just typing their names, and then that was it.
Okay. Do you recall who the first officer was you spoke to?
Yes, I do. I have that information.
What's his name?
I have it in my phone.
This phone?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me his name?
Yes, sir.
Is that why?
Supposedly.
Allegedly, you touched someone's butt, and that's why they got in your face?
Allegedly, yes. Okay. So I'm like, okay. I have no argument against that. I'm telling you that I didn't touch your butt. But but you physically saw me being choked out. The security officers could witness that, and another security officer witnessed the girl kicking me. Okay. So they saw both the girl kicking me and this guy choking me because that's when they came and broke up the scuffle.
Okay.
So that's witnessed. But
by the security guards?
By the security guards.
Okay, not yes. Officer Gallons or Officer
Not Gallons or...
They were there after the fact?
After the fact.
Okay. All
but
right.
They wouldn't let me explain the situation. They just said, well, they're saying that you touched her butt and, this, that, and the other. And I'm trying to explain my half of the story. And then Lade is like being aggressive. And I'm like, listen, I want to file a report. And that's it, From there, I left the scene because he was being aggressive and threatening me.
Let me see if you got any injuries.
From there, he was just threatening me and told me to leave the scene, so I left the scene.
You don't have any marks on your neck. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay.
Okay. Well, I know they pulled a case number because I asked, and they documented it. I just don't know what they documented because they're already gone for the night.
Right, I understand that. That's what I was told as well. But just in terms of procedure-wise, after I left the scene, per
Officer
Lade's demands,
okay.
I walked away and I called, I called my lawyer first, and then after that I called the whatever Google number, and then that was like automated. They forwarded me to another number that was automated.
764 help?
I believe I spoke to someone. That was one of the numbers. I believe I spoke to someone, and they're like, we're going to forward you to a deputy. If you want a deputy on the phone, press this. And then I just spoke to that number. And,
You kind of got the runaround.
I got the runaround. I called 3 different numbers. Okay. So I was expecting the deputy to show up on the scene.
All right. And so we just need to make sure that the incident was properly documented, that a report was done that is properly documented. Did you sign anything to prosecute?
I did not. Because I said, listen, get their information. That guy right there, that girl right there, I want to press charges, and they just kept walking away.
Okay. All right. So this is what we need to do. We need to find out, and unfortunately, both those officers have gone home because it wasn't they weren't.
I understand.
They weren't working for the city right now. They were working in what we call an off-duty detail. They were working downtown. Mm-hmm. So we need to find out what they did in terms of a report and what the report says, and we need to make sure that it was properly documented. And I'll be honest with you. If I was working it, I would put down what you said, and I would put down what they said because I wasn't in there. It's not fair for me to take your word over theirs, but it's not fair for me to take their word over yours.
Okay,
but I also then spoke to the security guards. to find out
Exactly.
what they saw.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well, because I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to press charges. And then at that point in time, when I said I want to press charges against that male patron and that female patron, that's when you should have started your investigation and gathered all information from all parties.
I agree.
You should have got identification from him, her, the people they were with, taken statements from the security officers and everybody else on the scene,
Right.
including witnesses, as to what happened.
Okay.
Because
This is
of
what I'm
course
gonna
I would like to go back to the establishment, but because I don't know if they took the documentation down properly, I don't know if I'm going to meet this guy again, and
Right.
this
I-
may continue.
Let's do this. Let me get your name.
I'll give you my ID.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jonathan Juan
J-
Smith.
Yes, Jonathan J.
Juan
Smith.
Okay. Is this the correct address for you, Mr. Smith? 35, is that 3550 Washington or 3650?
I recently moved. My address is now 1844 Taft Street.
Taft in Hollywood?
Yes, sir.
Is that an
33.
Apartment or house?
That's an apartment. Number
What's the
4.
apartment
Number 4.
number?
And 33020.
And your contact phone number, please, start with your area code.
331
Okay,
442
okay,
4376.
okay.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. Let me see if they did.
Hey, folks. What? Westway Zoe? Yes, I'm on Park Boulevard. Yeah, Alton Park Boulevard, east of 441, it's like, I think it's 34, 35 block, around 35 Ave. So, if you told your vehicle it went westway, if it was on private property, like, let's say you were parked downtown somewhere, if it was on private property, like a private lot or something, it's whoever they use. Usually they'll post up and say, no parking, violators will be towed, it's going to this place. They usually say on the sign. If the city of Fort Lauderdale, police officer told the vehicle to go this way. So, alright, be careful because, I know they don't, I think the only thing they take is cash. So if you know they will try credit card or check, they cannot do it. So just have an idea, just have an idea. Yeah, and if it's a tow, it's probably going to be, if I had to guess, probably about, you should charge them $10 a day plus the hook. Might be around somewhere on 150, 125, okay? You need your, whose car is it? Registered to you? You have your ID? And put the car registered to you. It should be good. All right? You're welcome, folks. Okay. So, now, as I was saying before I was talking to them, what we need to do, obviously, I can't talk to Officer Lade or Officer Gallons right now because they're not here at home sleeping. I'll be honest, I'm not about to wake them up.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to have to look into what they did as far as a report and make sure that it accurately depicts what you said happened and whatever else they were told out there by whatever other people, whether they spoke to security, whether they spoke to that other party. Because here's the thing. We're getting it after the fact. We weren't in there to witness what happened. So if we witnessed what happened, then we just put in there what we saw.
So the establishment has no video coverage at their bar or anything.
As far as I've been told, Dicey Rally does nothing.
They don't watch.
They'll check, but what I'm telling you, I'm almost positive Dicey Rallies does not have in-house video.
Okay.
Okay, so what we'll do is I will email both Officer Gowans and Officer Lade. I'm going to tell them about our conversation, and I'll expect a response from them in terms of what they did, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right, and we'll get a phone call back to you.